Unlike a dedicated title plugin, such as Title Pro 7, the native Titles and Text plugin supplied with Movie Studio Platinum 16 has severe limitations. However, with some imagination, along with the use of keyframing and the Bezier Masking tool, some fairly complex title designs can be achieved. The overriding limitation of Titles and Text is that 3D titles can't be created. In this video, I go through the process of creating this simple animated lower third. Once the fundamentals of keyframing and masking are mastered, the creation of 2D titles and lower thirds is only limited by your creativity. Welcome to this, my 19th tutorial. For this tutorial, I'm using Movie Studio Platinum 16. However, the principles are the same for later versions of the software. The principles are obviously also the same for Vegas Pro 16 and 17. I'll start by changing the picture-in-picture track into a normal video track. You can do this by selecting the Track FX icon, which will open up the Picture-in-Picture FX dialog, and then deleting the effect by clicking the FX X icon. An alternative method is, of course, to delete the track, then insert another one. You can then rename the track to suit. I'm now going to go to the Media Generators tab and pull down a Titles and Text media event onto the second track. I'll now adjust the font size. Open up the location section. I now want to bring the Y coordinate down to a suitable location. The Y coordinate is this one. And now I want to change the anchor point to center right. I'll now change the X coordinate, which is this one, to 0. If I just put my playhead there, you can see that the edge of the text box is right at the edge of the screen. So all the text will be off the screen. I now want to turn on location keyframing, which is this icon here. That will open up the keyframing panel. The playhead is at the beginning of the media event. Let's move that to the beginning and turn on this little icon here, which will sync playhead with this playhead. Turning on keyframe has generated a keyframe at the beginning of the media event. I now want to move the playhead to about a second. Move the X coordinate to about where I want the text to finish its animation. Just move that back to the start and check the animation. That's probably a little bit too slow. If it's too slow, grab the keyframe and drag it towards the origin. And try again. That's a little bit better. You can play around with that later on to get the right speed. At the moment we can close that down. And what I have to do now is to apply the Bezier masking effect to this event. I need to adjust this mask so it reveals the text, but with this left hand edge close to the left hand of the text. Need to make it quite long because the text string might be longer than these two. I'll reduce the blend. If I close that down temporarily to get rid of the mask and play, I'll try and sort this out here. That's why the blend wasn't down to 0. Now we can see that that is being exposed correctly. I now want to pull a solid colour event onto the top track. And give that a suitable colour. Next, apply a Bezier mask to that event. And what we want to do here is to adjust this mask. This is a little tricky because it gets a bit small and these handles tend to get in the way. If you get it nearly right, you can open up this here and fine-tune it. And if you hold the control key down while dragging these sliders, you can get quite fine adjustments. The height, bring the height down. Close this down temporarily. And what we really need is something on this track here to give it a bit of contrast. So what I shall do is go to the colour gradient, pull that down, and pick suitable colour. Well, first of all, let us change the font colour. Change the font colour to blue. Okay, so now we can go back into this. And reduce that height some more. And maybe the width. And as you can see, the position isn't correct. I need this to be very close to the beginning of this text. So to do that, open up the location, okay. Needs to be down a little bit. Okay, you get the idea. That's really, it should be going up a little bit, but let's just try that. The Y coordinate, not sure whether I need to add one to that or yes, add one, check it, a bit more. We'll leave it at that, but you can see that that's the way to fine-tune it. Now just open that up again because we need to do a bit of keyframing. So what I need to do is remember that Y coordinate, because that's where the mask is going to finish. Now if I put that to minus 0.5, sorry, minus 1, that pulls that off the screen. We don't know exactly where it is. I now move the playhead back to the start of the event and turn on keyframing, the location. I need to now move the playhead to about the 1 second mark. Yes, unfortunately I forgot the coordinates, so I've had to manually move the mask to the right position. We'll just see if that's in the right position. Maybe not. It's got to come this way a bit. And maybe up. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So now that's generated another keyframe. And you can see that is coming up quite quick, and it's a while before it reaches the bottom of the screen. So what I need to do is to check when that is just about to come onto the screen. There. Highlight the Y coordinate and copy. And go to the beginning, highlight right click the keyframe, select the keyframe, highlight the coordinate, the Y coordinate, and paste. And that will ensure now that didn't happen. Paste and return. So now the mask is just about to appear onto the screen. Now the animation seems to be working okay, but it's not working how I want it to be. So I'll close that down. I'll open the timeline up a little bit so we can see what's happening. If I move this to the side, let's move that across as well. The bar comes up and then the text is revealed. I'll just show that. The only problem with that is that the bar comes up too slow. So if I open the Bezier Mask dialog, the distance between the keyframe is too big. That's why it's slow. So if I move that back, and try it again. Still not very good. That animation needs to be a lot quicker. Just open this timeline up. Pull that back to save there. Oops, yes. And try it again. A lot better. But as you can see, because it's going up a lot quicker, the text doesn't come till later. So all I need to do is to pull this back a little bit. And a bit more. Now that's a simple example of what can be achieved using the Bezier masking tool. With patience and imagination, it's possible to create fairly complex titles and lower thirds. What are you waiting for? Thanks for watching. Until the next time, bye for now.